3 disturbing true traveling horror stories. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about some of the most disturbing true traveling horror stories that will send chills down your spine. So grab a blanket, sit tight, and let's get started. Story 1. Our first story takes us to Peru, where a young couple, Sarah and John, decided to go on a hike to the Machu Picchu ruins. The couple was fascinated by the history and beauty of the place and were eager to explore the ancient ruins. As they were walking, they noticed a strange figure following them from a distance. The figure was dressed in ragged clothing and had a blank expression on its face. The couple felt uneasy and started to walk faster, but the figure continued to follow them, getting closer and closer. Sarah and John tried to run, but the figure seemed to be getting closer and closer with every step they took. They were getting more and more scared and didn't know what to do. Finally, they reached a local village where they explained what had happened. The villagers told them that the figure they had seen was a ghost known as the Wandering Spirit, who was said to haunt the area and lead travelers astray. The villagers warned them not to continue their hike, as the ghost was known to be very dangerous. Sarah and John were shocked and scared and decided to leave Machu Picchu and return to their hotel. To this day, Sarah and John still remember their experience and the strange figure that followed them on their hike. They never returned to Machu Picchu and often warn others about the dangers of the Wandering Spirit. However, despite their frightening experience, Sarah and John still had a fascination with the paranormal and decided to do some research on the Wandering Spirit. They learned that the ghost was said to be the spirit of a woman who had died while lost in the mountains. Her soul was said to be wandering the area, leading travelers astray and causing them to get lost. Sarah and John were amazed by the rich history and legends surrounding the Machu Picchu ruins, and were even more intrigued by the idea of the Wandering Spirit. They decided to share their story with others, in the hopes that it would raise awareness about the dangers of hiking in the area and the legends surrounding the ghost. To this day, the Wandering Spirit remains one of the most well-known legends in Peru and continues to scare and fascinate travelers who visit Machu Picchu. Whether the ghost is real or just a story, it serves as a reminder of the dangers that can be encountered while exploring the wilderness and the power of the unknown. Our next story takes us to Japan, where a young backpacker named David was traveling through the countryside. He was fascinated by the culture and history of Japan and decided to stay in a traditional Japanese inn for the night. The inn was beautiful and quiet, and David was excited to experience the traditional Japanese way of life. However, as the night went on, he started to notice strange noises coming from the walls. The noises grew louder and louder, and David couldn't figure out what was causing them. Suddenly, it dawned on him that the sounds were actually coming from the dead bodies of samurai warriors that were buried in the walls of the inn. He remembered reading about this practice in his travels, where the bodies of fallen warriors were buried in the walls of inns to protect travelers from danger. David was horrified by the realization and quickly packed his bags, not wanting to spend another moment in the inn. He left the inn and continued on his travels, but the memory of the strange noises and the buried bodies of the samurai warriors stayed with him. He never returned to that inn again and often warned others about his experience. To this day, David still remembers his experience in the traditional Japanese inn, and it serves as a reminder of the unique and sometimes frightening aspects of different cultures and traditions. However, David's experience at the traditional Japanese inn sparked a deeper interest in the history and traditions of Japan. He began to research the practice of burying samurai warriors in the walls of inns and was amazed by what he learned. The practice was believed to have started in the 16th century, during a time of war and conflict in Japan. The bodies of fallen warriors were buried in the walls of inns to provide protection and to serve as a symbol of bravery and honor. It was also believed that the spirits of the warriors would help to ward off evil and keep travelers safe. David was fascinated by the rich history and cultural significance of the practice and decided to write a book about his experience and the history of the buried samurai warriors. The book became a bestseller and helped to raise awareness about the unique and fascinating aspects of Japanese culture and history. To this day, the practice of burying samurai warriors in the walls of inns continues to be a fascinating and intriguing aspect of Japanese culture, and serves as a reminder of the rich history and traditions that can still be found in the country. David's book also sparked a new trend in travel, as more and more people became interested in visiting traditional Japanese inns and experiencing the unique cultural aspects of the country. Many travelers now visit Japan specifically to stay in traditional inns and to learn more about the history and traditions of the country. However, despite the growing popularity of traditional Japanese inns, the practice of burying samurai warriors in the walls is not without controversy. Some people believe that it is disrespectful to the dead and the bodies should be given proper burials and not used for protection. Despite the controversy, the practice continues to be a significant part of the Japanese culture and history, and serves as a reminder of the bravery and honor of the samurai warriors. It also provides a unique and sometimes frightening experience for travelers who visit the country and stay in traditional inns. In conclusion, David's experience at the traditional Japanese inn remains a fascinating and intriguing aspect of Japanese culture, and serves as a reminder of the rich history and traditions that can still be found in the country. Whether you find it frightening or fascinating, it is a unique and memorable experience that will stay with you for a lifetime. Finally, we have a story from Thailand, where a group of travelers, including Maria, Tom, and Jake, decided to explore the ancient city of Ayutthaya. They were excited to see the ruins and learn more about the rich history of the city. As they were walking, they noticed that they were being followed by a strange woman. The woman was dressed in traditional Thai clothing and had a blank expression on her face. The travelers tried to ignore her, but she continued to follow them, getting closer and closer. They became increasingly uneasy and started to walk faster, but the woman still followed them. Finally, Tom turned around and saw that the woman had no eyes. The group was horrified and ran back to their hotel, not wanting to spend another moment in the city. They were so shaken by the experience that they decided not to return to Ayutthaya and instead continued on their travels. To this day, the group still remembers their experience in Ayutthaya and the strange woman who followed them. They often warn others about the dangers of exploring the city and the strange occurrences that can happen there. The story of the woman with no eyes remains a popular legend in Thailand, and many people believe that she is the ghost of a woman who died in the city many years ago. Whether the story is true or just a legend, it serves as a reminder of the power of the unknown and the dangers that can be encountered when exploring ancient ruins and cities. However, the group's experience in Ayutthaya also sparked a deeper interest in the paranormal and the legends surrounding the city. They began to research the history and legends of the city and were amazed by what they found. Ayutthaya was once the capital of the Thai kingdom and was considered one of the most prosperous cities in Asia. However, in the late 17th century, the city was destroyed by the Burmese army, and the city was left in ruins. Many people believe that the spirits of those who died in the city during the war still haunt the ruins, and that the woman with no eyes is just one of many ghosts that still roam the area. The group was amazed by the rich history and legends surrounding the city and decided to write a book about their experience and the history of Ayutthaya. The book became a bestseller and helped to raise awareness about the unique and fascinating aspects of Thai culture and history. It also sparked a new trend in travel as more and more people became interested in visiting Ayutthaya and experiencing the unique culture and paranormal aspects of the city. To this day, Ayutthaya remains a popular destination for travelers, and the legends surrounding the city continue to fascinate and intrigue those who visit. Whether you believe in the paranormal or not, the city is a unique and memorable experience that will stay with you for a lifetime. And there you have it, folks, 3 of the most disturbing true traveling horror stories that will send chills down your spine. Have you ever experienced anything like this while traveling? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching.